Joey Strube here, Bikeman Performance. Today we're here to talk to you about different types of fuel, what to look out for, what each fuel is. First thing we're going to talk about is 87 octane. In any of our products, we do not recommend 87 octane. 87 octane is highly prone to knock. It has a lower flash point, so in performance engines, you usually want to stay away from 87 octane unless in the rare situation your engine demands that. But in our products, we recommend 91 or better mostly. So from there, we'll go to 91 octane. 91 octane or 92, 93, they're all considered premium. They have a more stable chemical structure. They're less prone to knock, and they run in the majority of our stage kits and whatnot, unless specified to run a higher octane fuel. Then we get some differences from there up. So when you have ethanol added to 91 octane, it can change the amount of fuel needed. So you're going to want to make sure that your calibration is designed to run an ethanol blended fuel, and if it's okay up to a certain percentage, because the more ethanol that's blended with the fuel, they're probably using a cheaper fuel like an 87 and then blending in some ethanol with it to raise the octane up to where it is. So you're kind of dancing with the devil a little bit. Some ethanol blended fuels can be very good, but you will need to note that usually you need, like 3 to 5% more to run a 10% ethanol. So from there we can go up to race gas. There's different forms of race gas. There's 100 octane, 110 octane, 114 octane, and then there's different ways that they rate it. So there's research octane and motor octane. What we're most concerned with is the motor octane, because that's the resistance to knock underneath the most stressed environment. Research octane will often read higher than motor octane. So you want to make sure that if we recommend 110 octane, or if we specify 114 motor octane, you want to make sure that you follow that. The higher the octane, the less likely it is to knock. Now you'll also hear about AV gas or LL fuels. So these are low lead aviation fuels. They can be found as 100 LL or 110 LL. That stands for low lead. They use the lead for anti-knock properties, and they also have anti-icing chemicals in aviation fuel, and they also have anti-evaporation chemicals in aviation fuel. So for the most part, we kind of steer people towards race gas versus LL if you only have the option to get aviation gases. So if you only have access to the aviation LL fuels, make sure you contact us, or if we specify that is okay. And for the most part, you want to stick to the race gas versus the LL fuels. Even though it's a little bit more expensive, it is a little bit better fuel. And another thing you need to worry about in the aviation fuels is sometimes the higher ethanol alcohol content can cause issues with some oils if they blend or not with the fuel, because certain mineral or petroleum-based oils don't like ethanol alcohol blending. So you can test this by putting your oil in a small mason jar or something, put some gas with it, shake it up, leave it for a few days. If it separates, you don't want to run that with that fuel. If it stays mixed up and it still looks the same colors when you originally shook it up and it didn't separate at all, that oil is a good oil to use with that fuel. So then we can say, what fuels do you want to avoid? You want to avoid a fuel that is going to change your fueling requirements by a bunch. So if you are running like a higher ethanol percentage, that can change your fueling demands, and it's not made for your engine. So you want to make sure you're running the fuel that's required for your engine and that you have enough octane for your engine. Does too much octane hurt? Well, not really, but you can give up a little bit of horsepower because of it, because you won't get a complete burn. You want that fuel to light on the way up, and you want it to complete by 19 to 20 degrees after top dead center to absorb your push before it's going out your valves, out your exhaust ports, or whatnot. Otherwise, you're just wasting money on octane. So the best fuel for your engine is the one that is specified in the tune. Is it a better bang for your buck to get race gas versus performance parts? Race gas isn't going to do you any good unless your engine's actually designed for it. So run this fuel that's designed for your engine and whatever is specified. Is that the majority of our tunes are designed for 91 octane, whether it's a Polaris XP Turbo, Can-Am, Pro R, like all of our stage kits in a Pro R are designed for 91 octane. Polaris Boost, we have up to 20 horse gain on 91 octane. And the reason, like for the most part, we'll suggest that you stay within like a 91 octane tune versus race gas is because no matter where you go, you can pull up to a pump and get it. Now, if you want to go beyond that, chances are we have tunes that can help you do that. But for the most part, we advise most people to stay within that pump gas selection and just get the best one you can find at the pump, which would be premium fuel, 91 octane. So that's just a quick gist of fuel tech from Bikeman Performance here. Check out all our cool stuff at bikemanperformance.com.